All right, I see two people here. I don't know who's in the chat, but it shows two. So it's time for me to I'm just going to start talking. But why is the music still playing? I don't know. We are here again. If you're here, where are you from? Where is your residence? And how long have you been a Cleveland Browns fan in the chat right now? It shows some of you are here, but nobody's talking, but I can talk all day long. So we're going to talk about our Cleveland Browns. It is the first week of padded camp. I got time today. Where are you from and how are you doing? Pads came on today, Monday, August 3rd, 2026. If it's a trivia question on when did they put on pads, it's August 3rd, 2026. In every stream and every topic, the land, Darnell Johnson, what up? Every topic is going to be about Deshaun Watson and Sheduer Sanders as we talk about our Cleveland Browns. Columbus, Ohio, since Sheduer. Oh, so since Sheduer's been on the team, you live in my city, Columbus, Ohio. All right. I love it. Hit the like when you come in. Hit that thumbs up. It makes me feel good inside. And we're going to just start. We're going to start talking about it right now. Sheduer Sanders versus Deshaun Watson, week number 2. Vegas arrived with Sheduer. Week number 2 in pads. Who you got? Who won today? There's a way you can look at it. Deshaun Watson was with the ones today in the pads. And the good news for Deshaun Watson is if you're on the Deshaun Watson side of things, if you're in the camp, or if you're just with, I want to see the best guy win, he didn't throw any interceptions today, so that is a good thing. That is something to make you smile inside. If you just want to be on the positive side of things, is he did not throw an interception today. That makes my heart sing. He was 13 for 25, I believe. No touchdowns, no interceptions for Deshaun Watson. You know, last week he was throwing interceptions like they were Christmas presents, giving them out to underprivileged kids and adults. He was giving out interceptions just randomly to anybody. But today, he reined it back in and he had no turnovers, 13 for 25. 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Now, they were saying the offense had a lot of mishaps, penalties, and Todd Monken was not happy with that. Now, I don't know who the quarterback was. I believe it was Deshaun Watson because I would think it was with the first team if he was that upset. But I don't know if it was Deshaun Watson's squad or if it was Sheduer Sanders' squad. But there was some mishap in the penalties on the offense, and he was not happy. That's my kind of guy, Todd Monken. Right now, I'm liking him. I don't care if it's practice, walkthrough, film session. If I don't like it, I'm going to let you know. So that's the good thing for Deshaun Watson. The bad thing to me for Deshaun Watson is there was no touchdowns and 13 for 25. You would like that number to be a little bit better. You know, let's get it over 50% completion percentage because the NFL, they want everybody. They want everybody to be accurate. You know, they want you in that upper 60, 70% range. Below 50% is not good. 13 and 25 is better than 50%. 13, 20, 25, a little bit better than 50%. You can tell I'm not very great with math. Sanders got less reps today. Watson got a great opportunity to take off, but didn't. Number 2. What up, AO4? Very good point. When we get to Sheduer Sanders' numbers, he was 8 for 16 with the number 2s. 8 for 16. But if you talk about who had the better throws today, out of all the videos I seen on X and all the videos I seen on Twitter, it was Sheduer Sanders. They were showing throws from Sheduer today. I don't make these things up. It's just what's happening. I did see a good throw from Deshaun Watson to Harold Fannin. He had some nice zip on the ball. It was over the middle. It was one of the best throws I've seen him throw so far with the pads on. So that made me smile inside a little bit because I wanted to see some good throws from Deshaun. But throws of today had to be Sheduer Sanders. He had the last touchdown that he threw today, he just dropped it in the bucket. And then that deep ball he threw to KC Concepcion. Now, I've seen some people saying it was short. He had to dive to get it. I don't care. He didn't overthrow him. And KC Concepcion was about 10 yards past any defender. Now, I understand he probably was going against the 2s, But if you've been watching the Browns for a long time like me, I know some Sheduer fans are getting here late, we have been starving for wide receivers who can make separation from defenders and get deep, like Isaiah Bond did last year. You know, Amari Cooper came on and he did it. He wasn't known as a burner, but 10 yards of separation is ridiculous, and Sheduer Sanders dropped it in for a touchdown. That's what you want to see. What up, Brandy? How are you doing, member extraordinaire? That's what you want to see from your quarterback. So, if I had to pick, who am I taking today? Deshaun Watson or Sheduer Sanders? None of them threw touchdowns. None of them threw interceptions. So nobody won in that category. And if you want to take from, well, who played against a harder competition? Deshaun Watson or Sheduer Sanders? Well, whenever you play against the ones, obviously, Deshaun Watson played against harder competition. So if you take everything in totality, you look at the percentage, both of them about 50%, 13 to 25, 8 to 16. Now, quick math, Sheduer Sanders got 9 less passing attempts than Deshaun Watson. So what would that have been with the same amount? So how do I think who played better today? I would go about the throws that I seen. I'm going off the throws, and I'll just lie. Sheduer Sanders had 2 touchdowns today. I lied. I just lied to the American people. So Sheduer Sanders is who I'm going with. He had 2 touchdowns to Deshaun Watson's 0. I just lied to the American people with a straight face. Sheduer 2 touchdowns, Watson 0 touchdowns, and he just is passing the eye test. He's having more zip on his passes. His accuracy is elite, like the elite of the elite, and that's what you want in your starting quarterback. The only problem is they're still splitting reps. We're going to have to wait and see who is the number 1 guy. Hit the like when you come in, popping in to say hello. I'm in Boston, going to see BTS in concert. Who is BTS? I don't know who that is. Who is BTS? You're going to have to educate me on that one. Who is BTS? Hit a like, hit a comment. Where are you from? I want to see the quarterbacks working with the running backs and tight ends. Very good point, James. Got to go with Sheduer. Who does a locker room want is the key? That's a very good question. And we're going to talk about who does people want really to be the starting quarterback. I think the media wants one side of it. I think maybe teammates want another side. And I think the fans, right now, it looks like the fans want Sheduer. Oh my God, it's a K-pop band. My bad, K-pop band. Okay, all right. Now, if you were under a rock last week, Big Dollar C with the $20 donation trying to get us to stream next week. Tomorrow, I am tired. Good Lord, help me.
Here comes the money.
Appreciate you, Big Dollar C.
Here comes the money.
If you were living under a rock last week, or maybe you just weren't paying attention to Browns football at all last week, and hey, I understand it. It can happen. Deshaun Watson threw a lot of interceptions, Cheryl. How are you doing? But he doesn't care. It doesn't matter to him. I made a video about it. If you haven't watched it, hit the like button. Hit the like button for me. He's not concerned about his interceptions, but are you is my question. He says, you know what? It's training camp. The defense is elite. I am testing out, throwing it deep. I am just testing out things in the offense. He is not really concerned about his interceptions. My question to you, if you are looking for a starting quarterback in your team, either Sheduer or Deshaun Watson, are you concerned about the interceptions that you see from number 4? Let me know in the comment section. I'm tired too. 13-hour drive. 13-hour drive. I would be exhausted. What up, Django? How you doing, my guy? Member extraordinaire. Sheduer's been putting in work with second and third string in the offseason. He's got more muscle definition, lost a little weight, and got a bigger chip on his shoulder. Thank you, Django. Sheduer Sanders. I see a lot of Sheduer love in the comments from my peeps. Are you worried about the Deshaun Watson interceptions this early in camp? He didn't throw any in pads, so like I said, that is a positive for him if you want to put a feather in his cap. Or are you on the side of Deshaun Watson where you're like, I'm not worried at all. Mere bag of shells. Who cares? It doesn't matter anything until the game starts. What side of the coin are you on? If you watched the video I made, you know exactly what side of the coin I am on. And I am a little worried about the interception from Deshaun Watson because I have seen this story before with him in a Browns uniform. 43-month member extraordinaire from Brandy.
Here comes the money.
Appreciate you. 43 months. That is a long, long time. Thank you so much. I am very, very concerned with the interception from Deshaun Watson because they're bad throws. We talked about this on Saturday if he was on the Saturday stream. They're bad throws. Some in double coverage, some in triple coverage. It's not like the defense is making just like tricking him like Ed Reed would do Peyton Manning. He's just throwing bad passes and it's getting picked off. Now, I know there was one pass that was tipped or the tight end should have caught it. I understand those things happen. Maybe I can't hold it against Deshaun Watson. But for the most part, it has me concerned because he has more interceptions combined than Sheduer Sanders and Dylan Gabriel, the other two quarterbacks that are getting the most reps on the team. So I am very concerned, and I don't think he should be so nonchalant about throwing interceptions in training camp because bad practice habits travel into the game when it matters. So I am very concerned about his interceptions. Shout out to Brandy from Django. Cheryl is shouting out Big Dollar for the $20 donation. And it looks like, let's see, you're my fave, you know that. Life has been busy, moved, working like crazy, ready for football. Go Browns. Appreciate you, Brandy. Thank you for all the love. Hit the like when you come in. I don't see anybody if they're worried about his interceptions or not. So it looks like we are going to move on to the next topic. And this next topic is very dear to me because I feel like there's a little bit of favoritism going on in the Browns media, and I don't like it at all. Now, I am nobody, but I think there's a little bit of favoritism going on when it comes to QB number 1. Let's see if you agree with me or not. Do you think the Browns media is favoring Deshaun Watson? And let me tell you why I feel this way. I think they are, by the way. I'm going to answer my own question very quickly. I think they are favoring Deshaun Watson, and I'm going to tell you why. If Sheduer Sanders had 6 interceptions in training camp, it would be leading every single Browns talk show for the past 3 days until Monday showed up. But I don't see anything about Deshaun Watson's 6 interceptions. I see a couple Mary Kay Cabot articles. You know, I see some fans talking about it, but it's not the topic of discussion. It's like it's getting swept under the rug. Like, well, you know, it's just practice to see what's happened. If this was the other way around and Sheduer Sanders had 6 interceptions in training camp, do you understand what would be going on in the Browns media? It would lead every single show to start off in Browns media, and it probably would lead off shows on ESPN if Sheduer Sanders had 6 interceptions in training camp. But guess what? He doesn't. He only has 1, so nobody's talking about it, and it kind of makes me wonder. I think the Browns media is favoring Deshaun Watson because the Browns made a huge mistake in paying $230 million to Deshaun Watson. Because going into camp, all we heard was Deshaun, he is back. He's better than ever. His mobility looks like peak Deshaun Watson. His throws look great. He's healthy as he's been since he's been in Cleveland. They were already starting this in motion when it came to Deshaun Watson. And I'm like, he hasn't played since 2024. Where is this coming from? And now that he's not playing as great as everybody said he was going to play, they're quiet when he does bad. Nobody's really saying anything. The offense sputtered when he throws interceptions. It's not Deshaun Watson struggled. But if Sheduer Sanders did the same thing, do you think it would be as quiet as it is when it comes to the turnovers? I'm telling you right now, it wouldn't. It would be, he's not good. I told you, he's a 5th round pick for a reason. We need to trade him. We need to look to 2027 for a quarterback. I don't understand why, in my humble opinion, the Browns media scene, I'm not saying all Browns media, but you know, the ones who have radio shows, you know, the ones like Tony Grossi, Mary Kate Cabot, you know, ones like that, they're just like, you know, we're just going to brush it under the rug. Now, is it just me? Or do you feel the same way? Let me know. And you know what I'm going to do? Is Lovey Marie here? I don't think Lovey Marie is here. She is not here. I'm going to start a poll, and let's see if you agree with me or if you don't. Is the Browns media favoring Deshaun Watson? And I can't even spell as I type. Yes or no? Vote on the poll. Do you agree with me or do you not? What up, Stephanie? How are you doing today? Do you agree with me or do you not? Are they favoring Deshaun Watson or am I just making up these things? And I could make up these things, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes I make up stuff. On the positive side, controversy creates attention. That means more views and stories. Great for business either way. You know what? It does create clicks and it does create controversy. That is a very good point. Maybe, just maybe, we do have that. We do have that. Because if you look at Sheduer Sanders, you're doing great. And you see his numbers on the screen there. His numbers look so much better. But it's quiet. I'm with you. You with me, Joseph? Appreciate you, Joseph. Darnell, you absolutely agree that there is favoritism. Now, you see Sheduer Sanders' numbers on the screen. And I also seen today on X, the radio show in the morning, that they said there is no separation between Deshaun Watson and Sheduer Sanders. It was before the practice today. What are you talking about? How is there no separation between Deshaun Watson and Sheduer Sanders? This was a conversation between Grossi and Rizzo. You know, there's really no separation. What do you mean there's no separation? One has 6 interceptions, one has 1. One's completion percentage is way higher than the other. One has 4 touchdowns and one has 3. What do you mean there's no separation? I'm telling you right now, there is a media narrative that for some reason, to me, they want Deshaun Watson to start, and I know why they want him to start. I get it. You're paying him $40-something million this year. You have to do everything you take to get him to start week 1, and I think that's why this media narrative is happening. These people are so hypocritical. Before DW's first game, they were saying he's going to have a lot of rust to get off after not playing for a year and a half. Now he's the best thing since Diet Sunkiss. After missing 2.5 years, you got neither. You think there's no favoritism to either, Jeff? You think there's no favoritism? You think they treat each of them equally in the Browns media? Is that what you're saying? I just want to make sure that I have your quote correct. I don't want to put the wrong words in your mouth. When it comes to the media and favoring Deshaun Watson, you think they favor neither of the two quarterbacks? There's Sheduer Sanders' numbers on your screen, and we can go back to Deshaun Watson's numbers on your screen. I'm just giving you the facts. I'm giving you the numbers before I move on, and we're going to move on from the quarterbacks, and we're going to talk about who they're throwing the football to. And I'm going to tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think I've been this excited for a wide receiving crew in a long, long time. And here we go. We're going to talk about these young wideouts. That's the wrong screen. We're going to talk about KC and Denzel Boston. And as Isaiah Bond, he counts too. But the rookies I'm specifically talking about, they are showing out in camp. And I am telling you right now, These two are going to be special. Whoever's going to be the future quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, Andrew Berry, Todd Monken did an outstanding job in getting these two. Now I'm a little worried because Casey Concepcion got a shoulder injury. I don't know how serious that it is. Hopefully it's not too serious, but these two are going to be studs. They're making plays every single day in camp. You get them along with the Harold Fannin. You got a young nucleus of wide receivers. You throw in Isaiah Bond. I have never been excited for a young nucleus of wide receivers for the Cleveland Browns in a very long time. This nucleus here, I'm telling you right now, with these two, right now, they might be the best receivers on the team. I know I could be talking hyperbole right now. I could be, full of my emotions right now because Jerry Jeudy has played more games in the NFL than they've probably played on Madden, but I love what I'm seeing. How are you feeling about the two wideouts, Boston and Concepcion? And let me go back. Yes, Dylan Gabriel has stacked up a few practices and got some first team reps today. That tells you right there's no favoritism. I disagree. I totally disagree. If Dylan Gabriel would throw 6 interceptions in practice, you would hear about it. You would hear about it. If Dylan Gabriel threw 6 interceptions, they would not sweep it under the rug. You would hear about it. Now, they would scream from the rooftops if Sheduer Sanders did it. They'd do it with a xylophone. They'd sing a song. The media might put out a track called 6 Interceptions by Sheduer Sanders #2. What is wrong with you? They might make a song about it if it was Sheduer Sanders. They would say something if it was Dylan Gabriel. But for Deshaun Watson, it's like they're babying him, Jeff. They're like, wait a minute, let's give him some time to get the kinks out. I disagree with you, Jeff, there. If Gabriel threw 6 picks, they're going to talk about it. If Sheduer throws 6 picks, they're making a song, and the album will be out by Friday called Turnovers by #2. Is it the Browns driving the media? Yes, Stephanie, it is the Browns driving the media, and I am driving it now. I am starting this conversation. It's not going to matter, though, because I am not popular enough to get it to matter. Nobody's going to care, but dag nabbit, I am pushing this agenda. I personally hope y'all start Deshaun. Don't take him out until after you play the Steelers, though, please. Can't wait until November 15th. Deshaun better hope he don't play that day. What is November 15th? What is November 15th? What is November 15th? It has to be a game. I'm telling you, Darnell, listen, I have never seen anything like it. And this is not, if you've been here a long time, I was the same guy. I was probably conducting the Deshaun Watson train, so it's not that I am a Deshaun Watson hater. Nobody can call me that if you've been here for a while. I am not a Deshaun Watson hater. Matter of fact, I got in too many arguments defending Deshaun Watson. I am just telling you what I see. I don't know a quarterback who has been hyped up from doing nothing, like this camp is going to be his, he's better than ever, and then throws 6 interceptions, and it's quiet as a mime. Nothing. Zilch. Zero. We're just going to go ahead and roll to the next day. If it's any other quarterback, you're going to hear about it from the rooftops. From Sheduer Sanders to Charlie Fry, to Jeff Garcia to Jake Delhomme. You're going to hear about these 6 interceptions. Sheduer Sanders throws 2 touchdowns, and it's just like, the offense did good. Like, what are we talking about here? Can you say the name Sheduer Sanders? I don't understand it. It makes me want to throw up inside. Jerry Jeudy, was it a bad situation last year? The whole offense, what if it was a bad situation? Sheduer Sanders, then it was a bad situation for Jeudy as well. I'm talking about camp, Jeff. I'm not talking about last year. I'm talking about camp right now, and I'm talking about Deshaun Watson 6 interceptions. I see, Jeff, I think they're getting to you too. I think they're brainwashing you too. You hear me, Darnell? They play the Texans, that brutal defense. Ooh, yeah, that is tough. That is tough. That is tough. Or are you saying Jerry Jeudy's the best receiver? Is that what you're talking about, Jeff? I don't know. You could have been talking about something different. If you are, I apologize. Are you saying Jerry Jeudy's still the best receiver? Is that what you're talking about? But it could be me, ladies and gentlemen. It could be me. If you're just coming in, we talked about Deshaun versus Sheduer today. Who do you have, right? You can look at it two ways. Deshaun Watson was 13 of 25, no touchdowns, no interceptions. That is a positive note. No picks, no turnovers. I am a fair person. I am happy there was no picks for Deshaun Watson. 13 of 25. He went against the ones today, so he got more reps than Sheduer Sanders. So thank you, Stephanie, for the $10 donation.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
So that is a positive for Deshaun Watson. No turnovers. That's what I want to see. And then you have Sheduer Sanders, who got a little less reps than Deshaun Watson because he wasn't with the ones. He was with the twos. But Sheduer Sanders had the better throws today from what I've seen. He had the more impressive throws. He had that deep touchdown to KC Concepcion. He had 2 touchdowns on the day, 8 for 16. I forget who the last one had when he dropped it in the bucket in the red zone on the 2-minute drill. I forget who that was to. Was it to Gage? Don't quote me. But he had 2 touchdowns. So you could say it's Sheduer because he is the only one that threw touchdowns. But you can say he played lesser competition. So it depends on how you want to look at it, of who you pick, who won today in camp. First with the pads. Once again, Todd Monken with Deshaun Watson as his starter for the week. Just like he did last week when he started camp with the quarterbacks, Deshaun Watson started with the ones. Nothing changed, nothing to shock you. I'll tell you who looks really good in camp. Will Howard. He looks like he's going to win the number 2 spot from Rudolph. Well, that shouldn't be hard. Who do you got? Let me know. Who do you think won today between Watson and Sheduer? The battle that continues. And then we talked about Deshaun's interceptions. Made a video about it. If you haven't watched it already, go ahead and take a peek at it on the channel. Hit a like. It will be greatly appreciated. I just don't like the nonchalant attitude when it comes to turnovers. I think turnovers are serious. Whether it's practice, whether it's training camp, preseason, regular season, he's not worried about the interceptions. I am. I just don't like how he is approaching his interceptions. I could hit the fade button and you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about, but I'm absolutely terrible today. 10 people voted on the poll and you all think Deshaun is being favored by the media. I love all of you who voted on the poll. And I need to update that donation goal. It really should be $29. But for some reason, unfortunately, it did not update. Give me a second. Did you see DW4's no-look pass? He didn't throw an interception today, Jeff. When was that no-look interception? Or did they not count it? Jeff, if you're telling me he had an interception today, they didn't count it, I'm going to lose my rocker. Chat, who do you have winning today? Put it in the chat as I update the ticker, please. Not the ticker, but the donation. Thank you so much. If you would just comment in the chat of who you have today, Deshaun or Sheduer. Shut up, alarm. Be quiet. Thank you very much. You voted? Hey. Shino, appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Let's see here. So it should be, we're close to for a stream tomorrow, but not quite there. Not quite there. Let me save that. That should have updated it. It did not. What are we doing? Lord help me. They don't count interceptions and touchdowns when it comes to 7-on-7. Oh, it was in 7-on-7. It was a no-look interception. If Deshaun starts, that tells me it's all Haslam call. Why do you think it's Haslam's call and not Monken? You think he's telling Monken what to do, Darnell? I'm just curious. You think Monken doesn't have the last say-so? Is that what you're saying to me? You see me? Is that what you're saying to me, Darnell? You saying he ain't got the last say-so? You saying Monken ain't got the juice? Monken ain't got the juice? There we go. It's updated. We're 20 away. You got Sanders. Sanders won today. At least somebody answered it. Sanders won today. It would help it if I had the right graphic up. I am terrible today, but thank you for being here. I'll tell you this, and I am going to stick with what I've said the whole training camp. I still think Deshaun Watson is going to be the starter come September against Jacksonville. And I just think it has to do with the money. It's all about the money, Shane O'Mac.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
It's all about the money, and I'm going to stick with that notion. It's not about who's the better player. It's not about that at this point. I really, really think it's going to be about the money. I really do. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong because, and I am dead serious here. And I want somebody to really tell me. But I got a couple comments before I start talking. I think it's absolutely ownership. Barely won the day. They both were inconsistent. Sanders won last year. And what we talking about is practice. Sanders got the job in the locker room. That's what matters. I want somebody to really, Jeff probably is the only one that will maybe try to convince me, but I don't know. That's just a guess. What is the positive for starting Deshaun Watson? I don't know an organization that would still go, you know what? We're going to try him one more time, except saying it's money. And I don't like to judge people. It's not like he's the best human in the world. It's not like he's any good at football anymore. We all know he's not good at football anymore. And it's not like he missed last year because, he had a, let's say a finger injury, right? He tore his Achilles. So how many people do you know come back from a tore Achilles that, they rely on their mobility and is just great now? Not many people. So I need somebody to tell me why. What is the point of starting Deshaun Watson when you are trying to build for the future? There is no metric in Deshaun Watson that screams to me, let's start him. He's not very accurate as a passer. His mobility is kind of leaving him. Reading a defense, you can say it's average at best. What screams to the Browns that says, let's go Deshaun Watson, except maybe he's a veteran in the league? That's the only thing I can say. Somebody help me. Because this obviously who's performing at a higher level. The whole Watson situation is peak Browns. I don't care if he wouldn't last year. The better option still was Joe Flacco. Maybe the Browns really hate good PR. You know what? I am starting to think when it comes to the Browns media. Now I'm not with every single team, so I don't know their media. But the Browns might have the most toxic media that I have ever seen, and I think it rubs off on the fans. I think it rubs off on the fans too. I mean, and it goes back to Baker Mayfield versus Tony Grossi. I mean, it goes back to then. Like, you can't just support your quarterback. This media is toxic. It went from Baker Mayfield to Tony Grossi, and I think now it spilled over into Sheduer Sanders. It's like, what are we doing? Can't we just support our young quarterbacks? But we poke and we dig. I don't understand it when it comes to this media. Like, why are they still covering the team if they can't be positive? I don't understand it. I've kept up with training camp, the daily live streams, and they're watching it and they're giving us info, what's going on. And yeah, that's what's telling the team. Okay, all right. But that's just me. I just hate the negative interactions. And I try to be a positive Pete. But if you put that kind of atmosphere in the air, it just seems to seep through. Just support your quarterback, especially your young ones. But that's just me. All right. That's all the media cares about when it comes to the Browns. They're not asking any questions about Todd being the first-time head coach or anything like that. From business point of view, it's Watson. For team morale and cohesion, it's Sheduer. It seems like the Browns media takes whatever talking points the ownership wants them to take. Very good points. Very, very good point. That's a very good point, Jeff. They don't talk about Todd Monken. They don't talk about the defense. which the defense could be really good this year. But I understand it too. When you have Deshaun Watson, who is still, he still garners talking points, whether it's good or it's bad. And when you have Sheduer Sanders, who is just a walking algorithm, you're going to lead to them every single time before you get to something else. But I do agree with that, Jeff. You should talk about Todd Monken every once in a while. How is he doing? Does he have the team galvanized? Does he have their ears? Does he have their eyes in the meeting room? Things like that should be talked about more. And if it is, good for them. I don't see it much, but I do agree with that point. I do like the point of Watson, for financial points, team morale, Sheduer. I think that the team does love Sheduer Sanders, and I know the kids love Sheduer Sanders too. I mean, I've seen it. The kids love Sheduer Sanders too. But I'm about to head out of here. I appreciate all of you for coming here. All of you who voted on the poll. 5 years and 19 games from DW. In those 19 games, did he show any glimpses of his Texan years? No. He can't show me anything to put him as a starter. He has regressed every year as a Brown. I remember, there's 2 games that flash out to me for Deshaun Watson. 2 games. The Tennessee Titan game, which I believe probably was his best game as a Brown. And that comeback game against the Ravens. And then I think when he hurt his shoulder against Arizona, I think it was Arizona, he was playing a pretty good game there too. Those are the ones that kind of stick out for me when it comes to Deshaun Watson. But you make a good point, Django. If I have to think of games that stick out to me, that's not a good situation when it comes to your starting quarterback. That should have been your franchise quarterback when there's certain games that just stick out to me. It's been like that since Baker Mayfield and Tyrod Taylor quarterback battle. That's all they talk about now is who's winning the quarterback battle. That is true. And I think it's heightened here, Jeff, because you have 2 quarterbacks who you can say are polarizing, but are at least popular, right? Baker Mayfield was polarizing and popular. Tyrod Taylor, no disrespect, but not so much, right? If you're talking about Tyrod Taylor versus Baker Mayfield, most people care because it's Baker Mayfield, right? They want to see Baker Mayfield on the field. They don't want to see Tyrod Taylor on the field. That's just the way it was. That's just the way it worked. And now here, you have a majority of the fan base that want to see Sheduer Sanders. Either they want to see him fail or they want to see him succeed to be the future. Either fail or succeed. Some have a hidden agenda. Most don't want to see Deshaun because we've seen that book and we've seen that story before. I'm going to head out of here. Looks like I will not be here tomorrow. I lied. I am a liar. I will be here tomorrow. Django said, you're not getting away that fast. Django for the win. Django.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Django for the win. It looks like I will be here tomorrow. James says, great show. Keep up the work. Django with a $20 donation. We will be here at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Book it in your calendar. Book it on your phone. Write it on the back of your hand. Mrs. Smith is that South Carolina? Is that what that is? SLC? Sorry if I'm terrible with that.
Acknowledge me.
So, we will be here tomorrow, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Put it on your calendar. Same time, same channel, same YouTube, same topics. Sheduer, AAA, where you been? You want me to wait? Wait for what, AAA? What do you want me to wait for, AAA? What do you want me to wait for? Same topics, same channel. What's up, AAA? What's up? Before I get out of here, what's up? Oh, Salt Lake City, Utah. I am terrible. SLC, Salt Lake City, I got you. AAA, guess what? We will be here tomorrow, AAA, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Django, Stephanie, Big Dollar C made sure that it happened. AAA, 5:30 p.m. tomorrow. We will be here. Put an alarm on your phone, your tablet, your clock. I did put it in the Discord too. I only can do so much. Love you though, big bro. Love you, AAA. Love you though. All right, y'all. I'm headed out of here. I will see you guys tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure that you are here. 1:30:25 is the day he called Sheduer being the franchise quarterback for this team. I will see you guys tomorrow. Until then, if you haven't watched my video I put out yesterday, make sure you watch that on the channel. Hit the like button. It'll be greatly appreciated. Until next time, it's all love.